ModPo was announced, my wife saw it read about it on one of her websites that she reads from time to time, and she said, "You should take this course." And so I said, "Okay, I'll check it out."
Everybody spoke so highly of it, I thought, well, maybe I could have that too. So I signed on, and yeah, it looked okay, nothing special. And then I got into the first class, and I was hooked.
Everything about the pedagogy of ModPo feels right to me. And I have incorporated lots of the techniques that we see with ModPo in my own courses.
You just have to kind of plug yourself into the right sub-thread, and then you're involved in this conversation, and it really does feel like you're going somewhere.
It made my L-I-F-E, my life, R-E-C-O-G-N-I-Z-A-B-L-Y, unrecognizably, D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-T. Unrecognizably different.
I've got 3 degrees, and so I've gone through quite a lot of education. But this is really, I have to say, the first time where I've felt engaged, where people know who I am, where I've been so engaged and where it's been interactive. I didn't really find that from my other face-to-face tuition in other universities.
You feel like you're plugged in. It's electric. It's real.
I signed up for the very first run of ModPo back in 2012. This year is my 3rd time to take the course, and it's also my 2nd year as a community teaching assistant.
I began to realize that poetry could be for everyone. It could be for people like me. I was good enough for poetry.
I think there's a huge number of people who are all so excited about poetry, all engaged in what they're doing, and there's a momentum that just drives it forward all the time, and you feel like you're really part of something, and it's just reignited my love of poetry.
B-E-C-A-M-E, I became P-A-R-T, part of A-C-O-M-M-U-N-I-T-Y. I became part of the community. M-E, me. C-A-N, can you imagine? T-H-A-T, that I am P-A-R-T, part of A-C-O-M-M-U-N-I-T-Y.
I met the most fantastic people one could hope to meet on this planet. Just bumping up against them. One way you're introducing yourself, you happen to be in... Somebody makes a comment, you respond, they make an intelligent comment, and it was a place I felt comfortable with, a place I could breathe. It was oxygen.
When one becomes part of a global community that feels intimate, despite the time zone differences, the geography, and the sheer volume of deeply personal ideas and insights, it's inaccurate to say that the connection is merely based on an exchange of services, wherein ModPo provides me a syllabus and I learn something new about poetry. I feel and believe that in a short amount of time, Al and his wonderful ModPo staff were able to defy the conventions of academia, pedagogy, and diaspora, using poetry to reach me and others like me, letting me know that I am not alone.
People are signing up to discussion forums and Facebook groups and tweet decks, and we see it at every webcast with people tweeting from all over. The people are actually engaged in the material because of the sort of technological interplay between technology itself and the material that's being learned, that people are being exposed to, and that people are actually mastering at their own pace, in their own way.
I loved poetry when I was growing up, when I was at school, but then it hasn't really been part of my life for about 20 years, and doing this is just, well, it's made me aware of American poetry, which I didn't know much about before, and it's just made me want to write poetry as well, which I've done over the last year, and I'm doing the course again for a 2nd time now, I'm getting more out of it this time, I think. Just rereading some of the poems that I loved last year, and it's like finding old friends. And I've met some of the people who also love poetry, other ModPo people in Edinburgh where I live. We have regular meetups there.
Sri Lanka is mostly kind of stuck at the 18th century, so a lot of their discussions take place in a way where the poetry is put on a pedestal and you can't really question a whole lot, and there's a certain kind of rigidity to it which I found was far more dynamic and fluid in the kind of discussions taking place on ModPo.
I love it now. I love teaching again, and it's not even just that I can tolerate. Now I really like teaching online. I can see myself teaching online forever.
It transformed my life in the way that possibilities were limitless. And it was just through contact with you and with other people in the forums that were kind and generous and intelligent and giving me feedback on who I was.
Some of the best things that this class has taught me: how the narrative of our own existence doesn't move linearly, how language carves a space between the writer and the reader, between the word and the world. This in particular is important to me. The Philippines is composed of 7,107 islands. Although we have an official language, and although most of us can speak and write in English, the common tongue varies from region to region. How one uses and interprets language is crucial in not just meaning making, but also self-making. It is fantastic to have that be validated and rediscovered again and again through poetry. ModPo taught me that.
F-I-R-S-T, my first. E-S-S-A-Y-S, I learned to write my first essays. I-L-E-A-R-N-E-D, I learned to C-O-M-M-E-N-T, comment, on O-T-H-E-R, on other S-T-U-D-E-N-T-S, on other students' work.
I think it's a very positive movement for education. It's certainly a positive movement for the expansion of understanding of poetry, which is something that's near and dear to my heart.
It inspired me to start my own little publishing press in Sri Lanka called Annasi and Kadalagotu, and to take myself on a journey of discovering active poets in Sri Lanka that I want the world to be able to see, and most importantly, whose work should be in print and circulating amongst our own community.
By following the discussions, it made me realize that I could also get something out of this and also offer something in return. So it wasn't just taking, what can I get from this, but what can I give to this, which was also transformative.
ModPo is a gift. It might be a cliche to say it, but it really is. One that keeps on giving every year. It has profoundly changed my life in so many different ways.
So I would say to anybody, I was really dubious about e-learning and about MOOCs, but I'm kind of raving about this to all my friends and family and trying to get them involved, even if they're not big fans of poetry, because I think it's a fantastic way of learning.
Yes. You're saying packing because you want to go back to Philadelphia, right? Philadelphia, yeah. T-O-M-O-R-R-O-W, tomorrow. I have two C-L-A-S-S-E-S, two classes at Penn for real. And it's the L-I-G-H-T, the light of my L-I-F-E, and it's the light of my life.